Welcome everyone to the fourth of the Ku-ring-gai Small Business Impact webinars being delivered as part of Small Business Month. So thank you to the state government for funding these. Also, thank you to Realise Business for supporting us by providing excellent speakers. And this morning, Lisa Taylor will be talking about standing out from the crowd online and the secrets for creating website content that actually sells, which is what we all want to do. So Lisa is a marketing specialist and has spent a career working for some of Australia's much loved brands, 3M, George Weston Foods and Pacific Brands, to name a few. She's got a blend of technical and solid business foundation, so she knows her stuff basically. Now I just want to promote the fact that not only can you hear from Lisa today, but you can also access the Business Connect program, which can provide Lisa and other wonderful advisors to you free of charge and highly subsidized. So please, if you do nothing else from today's presentation, go onto the Business Connect website and check out what they can provide you. It's free. There is no reason you shouldn't do it. So please do that. So Lisa, I'm going to hand over to you and I will keep an eye on the questions and chat. So anyone with a question in the Q&A box, please. Any observations or comments, whack it in the chat box and we'll try and cover them through the session. Thank you, Lisa, and over to you.
Great, thank you, Will. Welcome everyone. Now, as a small business owner myself, I know how hard it is to put together fantastic content. And one of the things we need to recognise is that we know our stuff, we know our customers, and the first step in creating amazing content is really placing yourself in the customer's perspective. So we do a process called design thinking, and that really starts with the customer as key. So really empathizing, understanding what makes that customer tick. And that is the foundation of all really great content. And if you don't know what makes them tick, just ask. And as small business owners, what's great is that we have first-hand experience in talking to customers, really understanding what their issues are. And if you don't know or you're afraid to ask, don't be. The first step, if you're not quite sure, you want to ask them some questions, is research. And research is as easy as sending out a questionnaire or a survey. And there's some really great tools like SurveyMonkey, where you can get some short surveys to find out, what did customers like about your service? What don't they like? What do they find difficult out there when they're looking for goods and services? Small businesses are really well positioned to ask those questions. So we do a lot of work with clients, firstly on looking at finding out what these pain points of customers are. And some of the questions you could ask are things like, how did you find out about us? Was it word of mouth? Was it through your website? And another really great question to ask, especially at this point in time, is finding out, how is COVID-19 affected the way you do business or your family goes out? And in a lot of cases, we were really surprised as into the types of responses we were getting. And this really great quote, number 2, is about not being a problem solver, be a problem finder. It comes from this really great book, and I've got it there, To Sell is Human, by Dan Pink. So if you have time after this webinar to check it out, it's a must read for any small business. What we find is that a lot of customers don't know they need you yet. They don't know they've got an issue. A lot of them see the symptoms, but they don't know what the problem or the ailment is. So our first job as good marketers is to find out a whole lot of questions and find out from them what keeps you up at night. What are you looking to do? What are your pain points? Is it growing sales? Is it keeping customers? Is it getting people through the door? Is it, I just want something easy to use for my family? And when you get this really great information, you can then demonstrate how your product and service can help them. Tip number 3, outposition the competition. And in a lot of cases, we focus so much on our competitors' strength. The business down the road, they might be cheaper, they might be in a better location. But from that, we should also consider what are the weaknesses that come out of your competitor's strength. So for example, if your competitor is always cheaper than you, so then some of the weaknesses that come out of that might be that, look, they're just making for a price. They don't have any features. They don't have any additional add-ons or things you can add to that product or service. They might provide lower quality or lower service levels. They might not be made in Australia. They might not be able to customize or personalize that order. So think about your company's position. So this position is key, and we spend a lot of time crafting that unique position for your brand and your company. So come up with something that is quite unique and quite relevant to your customer. So tip number 4 is tell a story. And we have so many great stories to tell about us as a business, us as a person. Think about ways that you can enhance that storytelling about your business so that customers can really relate to you. So a lot of the times, customers don't buy from a business, they buy from you. And especially as a small business, that importance of personal branding and setting yourself apart from the others is a really important position for you to take as a company. The first part is, I always say to my clients and my customers, is start with a why. Why should they buy from you? Because a lot of these benefits will address those pain points. So after you've discovered the pain points from your earlier research and the earlier work you've done with clients, we want to put that front row center. Start with the why. We don't want to find that a few pages into your website. We don't want to find it really hard to find with a whole lot of other words. We want to see that straight up. And then talk about who are you. And again, if you've got multiple types of customers, talk to each one of them individually. Look at those groups of people or segments in the market. Make it really easy for people to understand the what of your business. So what are the products and services that you offer? A lot of companies focus so much on the things that they do that they don't make it clear enough to a client or a prospective company. Where now in this virtual age, think both local and global. So recognize where you are in the market, your local community, as well as the opportunity to expand into other states, other cities, other countries as well. And also people are wanting to know, what are your hours of operation? But this is also your opportunity. The website is a way for you to have a 24/7 virtual shop front. So one of the things that we do is look at how does a customer navigate their way through their website? Can they help themselves? Can they, from that homepage, look at what are the ways that you can get from A to B by themselves when you're not there? So, and finally, how do you address those customer pain points better than the competition? So building on all of that research that you've done previously, how do you solve their issues and their problems? And some research indicates that 90% of customers will look at online reviews before purchasing. So make sure that your online reviews are also incorporated in your website and other material that you have out there, because really they become your secret sales force. They have, with great testimonials, great customer feedback, it's key to promoting your business. And here's an example here of a company called Vandal Track. And again, their storytelling, it's a really complicated system. It's a crime management system. And really what we wanted to do for them was create this story about not all superheroes wear capes. They had great technology, but it wasn't all about the technology. It was about their passion in serving the community and creating safer places to live, work, and play. And that was one of the key areas that we helped them in this website. And finally, a picture tells 1,000 words. Don't underestimate the power of visual graphics. The human brain processes images so much faster than words, and we all can get trapped in trying to put too many words on a page. And if we take a step back from your website and look at how do we create really great images and icons that help guide that customer through your sales process. Use images and photos and diagrams to support your company's positioning, as well as demonstrating how your product and service works. And a growing trend is the power of video and the influence that it has over your customers' decision-making process. Because what we want to do is make them feel some sort of emotion for your product or your service. And video is a great way to be able to enhance your website and your company as well. And finally, how do we bring this together? So firstly, here's an example that I wanted to talk you through. It's a company called Visible Projects. And as you know, the exhibition space has really been affected by COVID. And this was a website that we created for them. And the first step, as you can see, this customer at the heart of the journey was really understanding what makes their customers tick. And what we found is they love Australian made. They were looking for bespoke solutions. They were trying to create a unique position to drive store traffic into their company and their organisation. So really that positioning is key. In terms of the content, you can see what we've done is put in the icons to support the Australian made. Start with that really unique position statement, which is we create and build. They've got a little workshop in South Australia and demonstrating this is what they do. They draw and create ideas and designs and then build them. So it wasn't something that was coming out cookie cutter. And the use of graphics, you can see here, icons, being able to lead that customer. So whether you're a supermarket customer or whether you're an exhibitions customer, they were very, very different and very different needs, but helping them navigate and understand that this is, they have a product and solution that suits you. In terms of out-positioning the competition, focusing on the strengths of this small organisation, in fact, they're Australian made, that they can deliver unique products that are bespoke. We demonstrated that in their projects. And as you can see, we've also put in the testimonials. So testimonials are key and helping the client gain that trust about what they offered. And finally, as you can see here through the video, the use of animation and video, it just adds life to your website. And if you can't be there talking to that customer like you would if they come into your shop or if you're on the phone, this is a fantastic way to engage someone. So by the end of it, you'll find that that person is already sold on your services, that they know that, hey, you can help them. You've addressed my pain point. I know you've got solutions that can help me. And I feel like I can trust you as an organisation. You've given me proof about the amazing work, the amazing projects that you do, as well as having the customers that can then back that up. So that's it for me, Will. Do you want to throw it over to questions?
Yes, please. So thank you so much, Lisa, for that. I've got one question already. So how about when you're starting out, how do you get reviews? Do you offer free service for, do you offer free service for a review? Does that make sense?
Okay. All right. So starting out, the first key is get those first customers. Get 2 or 3 keen customers that are in your ideal target market. And one thing you can do is definitely offer that as a service, because what's great about it is that you can practice what you do. So whether you're a consultant or whether you have a new product to sell, it means then you can get that first customer and get that feedback. Other things you can do, run competitions. It might be about getting feedback on how people are feeling during COVID, what they're interested in buying, where do they find the products and services they need. And then from that, you've started also building a database. And then when someone does trial your product, you can then put that on your website and start getting those reviews. But reviews are key.
Brilliant, brilliant. I've got a question about videos. We would appreciate some advice regarding making homemade videos without looking too homespun. So that's an interesting one. It's something something I've come across a lot. You know, the bad videos can sometimes do damage rather than enhance your brand. What are your thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so videos. Really, it starts with positioning and finding out what are those customer pain points. So if they're looking for an easy product to install, or they're looking for an amazing service, make sure that those values and those deliverables are front row center in your video. And also, less is more. You don't need to have a big budget to create amazing videos. So you would have noticed that a lot of, apart from one bit of video in that clip that I showed earlier, the rest of it was done with photos. So they're stills, and you put them into your movie making software, whether it's iMovie or some other software that you've got, and most of these are free, and put some really great high impact headlines in there that help guide the customer to see what the issues are and how you solve them with your benefits of your product. And it's a really easy way to be able to pull something together that's quite professional. I believe that Realize Business has done some previous webinars as well on how to make really great content using your iPhone. Really, in terms of homespun, sometimes it's a nice element to demonstrate that you are a small business, depending on which position that you take. And there's lots of ways that you can do that quite affordably.
Sure. And there's also go on YouTube and just search for how to make decent videos on iPhones, because there's hundreds and hundreds of videos out there. Quick question, can you unpack the concept of being a problem finder versus a problem solver?
Okay, so we work with a lot of technology companies, and when you've got a new technology or a new product, new idea, new service, a lot of people don't know that you exist yet. So if you think about when Wi-Fi came out, people didn't know what Wi-Fi was. So if I'm selling the benefits of Wi-Fi, I didn't know, what that ad meant to me. I didn't know that I really needed it. But what I needed at that time, before it became super popular, was hey, I wanted faster connection to the internet. I wanted something that was easy to plug and play. I didn't need a computer science degree to put something together. And if someone said to me, hey, if you can plug and play this technology, and you're going to get faster speeds, it's at a really great price, and if there's any issues, you can call me 24/7. We've got a really great tech support line. That's what I mean by being a problem finder. identifying all of the issues that people haven't really thought about yet.
Okay, brilliant, brilliant. Another question coming through from Marie. Hi, Marie. I hope you're well. What would you recommend for the layouts of your website? What order would you have copy, features, etc.?
Okay, so if you're looking at whether you do your website yourself or engaging a web developer, there's some really great templates that are already out there, and it's a really much easier, low-cost way of creating a website from scratch. And a lot of them have templates already where you have a header image, a space for text, and so on. So for me personally, I like a website that's slightly different, little and eye-catching. So the first step, I love having the header image or the video or a slideshow front row center, because that really engages the client. And if 90%, over 90% of communication is non-verbal, it's not about reading all the text, it's getting that feel, that look and feel. Do you want to be regarded as professional and corporate, or do you want to be regarded as someone that's got amazing food at your restaurant with lots of family around? So picking those images is key. And this, you can look at Shutterstock, or there's lots of free services, and come out with that amazing hero image or video that represents your organization. That's number one. Then the next step is, I want to know really quickly who you are as a company. What do you offer? And a lot of times we have brand names and they have nothing to do with what we do. We don't know if you're a learning and development organization or if you offer social services. So having that at the front, that first paragraph, not too many words, what you do, and from the research that you would have done from your customer, identifying, really connecting with them as to how you're going to solve their issues. And then the next thing I like is to do is look at the benefits. So rather than the products that you offer, because a lot of people go products first, I want to know that what you offer saves me time, saves me money, it's easy to install, it brings my teams together. I want to see the benefits that I'm thinking. So that problem finder section goes next. Right. And then talk about how you're going to solve it. So look at the products and services and make it really easy for someone to help themselves. So that use of really simple graphics or icons. I don't want a lot of text at this point of view, because I want to go, yep, tick, you can fix my issue or problem. And then after that, you can use video, or you can explain some of your products and services a bit more, show some projects, and then definitely have your testimonials on your front page, because if 90% of people are looking for that, fantastic. And a nice thing to do is also have your latest news. So if you can connect your website to your latest Instagram posts or your latest Facebook posts, then again, it's that storytelling. You can really connect to each of those individual customers with that story, and it reinforces your brand.
Brilliant. Wonderful. Thank you. I hope that's answered your question, Marie. The next question is from Rick. So relating to images or and filming, what do you think of going to the pros and paying dollars for filming versus doing it on your smartphone yourself?
Okay. It depends. Like a lot of times it depends on your budget and what you've got to play with. So in some cases, you could get a professional video made. It may cost anywhere from a few $1,000s, upwards of like a professional, like we used to do television advertising, for example, and those type of, if you want something custom, that could be upwards of $10,000, $20,000. So it depends on how you want to be perceived. But in a lot of cases, I don't think we need to spend tens of thousands of dollars. In terms of our audience as a small business, if you can get some really great footage, great ideas on using your smartphone, the resolution is already quite good for what you need. Mix it up with Shutterstock images that you get. You can get stock images, you can get some stock footage, some really great stock footage, for example, where it might be it might be a person with a sunrise, for example, and that could start your video. And then you go into your products and services, for example. So it's really up to budget, what budget you have. Don't be put off with trying to do it yourself, and you'll be surprised at the results that you can come up with by using your own photos, your own videos.
I suspect as well, and this is for you, Rick, is it depends on the purpose of your video, because you could have a corporate video which is just showing how amazing your organization is, but you might just have a video of, you know, John installing a widget in someone's house, and people would have very different expectations of the quality and the type of video. So really, you have to think about the purpose of what you're trying to achieve with the video, and then work back from there, because you don't want a corporate video of someone fixing a tap, or in your case, Rick, some underfloor heating. So you may have to think about that. I hope that's answered the question there, Rick. Raphael, what are your thoughts on Instagram promotion ads or other social media where we pay money to promote our profile and business?
Okay, I think it's a great way. It really depends on your circumstances. So yes, it's great to complement your marketing mix, but I think a lot of us lose focus of, and I know clients that are disappointed when they run Facebook ads or Instagram ads and they haven't had that return on investment. And when we look deeper, there's numerous reasons for that. And as part of the marketing mix, definitely it's social media, and paying for ads is a great way to get your business forward. But if your foundation is wrong, if your strategy is wrong, no amount of money in ads is going to help you grow your business. It really does, if you've got a solid strategy, so really identifying the customer. So if you're, for example, if you're a consulting firm and you don't need 10,000 followers, you'll be happy with 15 clients. It doesn't make financial sense. So again, look at that return on investment. However, if your business is about growing an audience and you don't have it yet, you've got a great product, you've got a great service, you've built up your business, you've got a great bricks and mortar type of organization already, and you want to complement that and you want to enhance your followers in different states or different areas, definitely go ahead and do your advertising. But don't lose sight of the fact it's only one bit of, one part of the puzzle of your marketing mix.
Yeah, great. And Adriana has asked a question: when targeting different customers, how do you customize content for different target customers on one platform? Tricky one, I think.
Okay. No, it's a really great one. So for example, we have I'll give you an example of a client of ours, and they make amazing Australian-made organic aprons for chefs and hospitality. And as you know, with the downturn in hospitality, they're looking to branch out into other consumers because they can use these aprons and it's really high quality, really great stuff. And they wanted to use the same website because they've already got the traffic coming through. It's an established brand. And one of the suggestions that I made was they had essentially two images on that front page. One was a restaurant and a chef at a cafe, for example, and the other one was the consumer. So again, it's that storytelling. It's the are you a restaurant and a chef? Click here, and then it takes you to another section of that website that is specific about all of the things that a restaurateur will want or a chef would want. And then on the other side was, do you want restaurant quality aprons at home, that whole lifestyle, that cooking at home, that being able to use them for art and so on. So they clicked on there, and then that went to a whole consumer section, and I'm talking to the mum and dad at home, or the mum and daughter type of apron imagery versus someone in a cafe. So hopefully that makes sense as an example.
Great. No, so basically you set up different sections of your website to deal with different issues or different customer types.
Yeah, and that navigation is key.
Yep.
So if you have 5 different customers on that front page, you might have retail and supermarkets and exhibitions, or you might have the corner shop, and they're all very, very different. Mm-hmm. Help them help themselves. So if you have very diverse audience, address that up front by talking about our clients, our customers, and then they can click here when they're looking at, I'm a small retail business, and then it takes them to a section that is purely for them.
Great, thank you so much. Well, there's no more questions come through, so I think we'll wrap up. It's 1 minute past 11. So Lisa, thank you so much for running a great session today. A lot of useful information. I have recorded this, and I will be sharing this in the next couple of days. So please go to our website and look up our next events, which are happening Tuesdays and Thursdays for the rest of the month. Lisa, again, thank you. Please make sure that you take on Lisa's advice, because it's really important to get your websites right. And I've also made some notes that I'll be running some sessions about video production next year as part of the Ku-ring-gai business support programs. And I think that Realise Business probably have done these as well. So you also use YouTube, because YouTube has got so much great content and advice. It's all there for you already. It's nice to have the face-to-face, but obviously there's also a great repository of information. Lisa, thank you so much. Thank you for coming, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
See you very soon. Thanks all. Bye-bye.